Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life by James Patterson, Chapter 15 and 16. Chapter 15, Right and Wrong. I got to Miss Donatello's English class with 47 and a half minutes left in the day. The clock was ticking on my life, one of them at least. After attendance, Donatello told us that we were going to read parts of Romeo and Juliet aloud in class. It was written by Mr. William Shakespeare, who I believe is famous for writing the most boring plays in the history of the universe. Well, now, this is a little advanced, Donatello told us, but I think you kids are up to it. Obviously, she didn't know the first thing about me. Allison Prouty, who raises her hand for everything, helped give out the scripts while Donatello told us what parts we each had. When she got to me, she said, "Rafe, I think you'd make a fine Paris," and everyone in the room started laughing right at me. Paris? I asked. Why do I have to read a girl's part? Now, Paris is a boy, Donatello told me. He's one of Lord Capulet's best men. Yeah, well, he probably still wears tights, I said, but Donatello ignored me. Listen to the language as we read through, she told everyone. Notice how every line has 10 syllables. Notice the subtle rhyming. That's not easy to do. Nobody wrote like Shakespeare, nobody. And I thought, idea in progress. Please stand by. Well, let's begin, Donatello said. Act 1, Scene 1. It turned out that this Paris guy, he really was a guy, doesn't come in until about page 12, and that was good. Gave me time to work on my idea. Donatello probably thought I was taking notes like Jeannie Galetta and the other brainiacs, but I was actually hot on the trail of those 30,000 points. 10 syllables per line. Check. Rhyming? Yeah, check. By the time we got to my part, there was only a couple of minutes left in class, but I was ready. Act 1, Scene 2, Donatello read. Lord Capulet and Paris enter. Jason Rice was Lord Capulet and had the first line. It went something like, "But Montague is bound as well as I," and blah, blah, blah. "For men so old as we to keep the peace," and blah, blah, blah. Man, I told you it was boring. Now it was my turn. I put my paper over the script and looked down like I was reading from the right place. Then loud and clear I read, "Excuse me, sir. There's dog poop on your shoe." "Rafe!" Donatello shouted, but not as loudly as everyone else was laughing, so I kept going. "Your wife is ugly and your daughter too. I think this play is stupid, so guess what? I'm out of here and you can kiss my—" That's as far as I got before Donatello, the dragon lady, ripped the page right out of my hand. I knew I was in trouble, but I'll tell you this much, it was totally worth it. Everybody besides Donatello was still laughing, including Jeannie Galetta. Yes! And the thing was, nobody was laughing at me anymore. Now they were laughing with me. That's like the difference between night and day, or wet and dry, or in this case, losing and winning. Chapter 16. Thin ice is better than no ice at all. Donatello didn't have to tell me to stay after class. It kind of went without saying. Once everyone was gone, she gave me a real talking to. "What was that about, Rafe?" she asked. "Nothing," I told her. "Well, it wasn't nothing," she said. "First of all, let me say that I noticed you kept Shakespeare's meter and rhyme in what you wrote." "Thanks," I said. "But your behavior was completely unacceptable. There are much better ways to use your creativity, and I think you know it." I nodded a lot while she talked. It seemed like the right thing to do. "Now, I'm going to give you a warning this time," Donatello said. "But you're skating on very thin ice. Understood?" Nod, 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 nod. I didn't hear a whole lot of what she said. All I could think about was the points. No use of foul or inappropriate language at any time, 20,000 points. Bonus, I got extra big laughs, 10,000. And Jeannie Coletta saw it. That's a bonus for 5,000. That was 35,000 points for the day. I'd taken Leo's challenge and blown it out of the water. Even better, I now knew for a fact that Jeannie Coletta knew I existed. That's what you call progress. As I was leaving, Donatello said, "Now I hope you've learned a lesson, Rafi." "Oh, definitely," I told her. "A really good one." And the lesson was this. There were two ways to play Operation Rafi. The boring way and Leo's way. Oh, and I also learned that Leo the Silent is a genius.